Do you solemnly swear or excuse me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you will give in this cause will be the truth, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
You may lower your hand, Mr. Sanchez. You're under oath. Mr. Santos, go ahead.
Mr. Sanchez, can you please state your full name for the record?
Javier Oscar Sanchez Jr.
And who is Grace Marie Sanchez?
She's my daughter.
And how old is she?
She just turned 8 on January 16th.
Where does she currently reside?
She has been staying with me and my fiance.
For how long, sir?
Since August 15th of 2025.
And you are asking for a modification in this proceeding, correct?
Yes.
Can you explain to the court why it is that you believe a modification is appropriate and necessary in this case?
Right out of the gate, this becomes a safety-based custody argument. And in family court, safety concerns immediately raise the stakes. Judges take modification requests seriously, but they also require strong, credible evidence before changing custody orders.
It's going to be for the safety of my child. I'm trying to give her, everything that she's supposed to have. And, she's well taken care of.
What about with regards to...
I just want her future. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sanchez, I didn't mean to cut you off. With regard to the child's mother, Minerva Sanchez, do you have any concerns with her and her ability to perform her parental responsibilities with respect to Grace?
I do. She has shown us within, in the past, she's not, for most of us, she's not a fit mother. For one thing, it was, her drug addictions, the people that she has contact with in Mexico and people from here. She has, dated several guys and brings guys that we don't know who they are around my child. She will come give us my daughter on the weekend when I have her and won't show up the next day for her on a Monday, or she'll call Tuesday and say, I won't be back till the evening. I have to also look for a different route on how to get her to school and who's going to pick her up. And it's just, it's been a very inactive, hard way of taking care of her with a mother like that.
And these are all changes that happened after your divorce from Ms. Sanchez, correct?
Yes.
And in fact, my understanding is that
this is where the case shifts towards stability versus environment. Courts don't judge parents for dating, but they absolutely look at how changing partners, living arrangements, and household consistency affect a child's emotional and physical safety.
Ms. Sanchez has lived with at least 5 different men during this time?
From the time that we have separated, there's been about five different guys that I have known of that have come to live there, and they leave, and then she'll get another guy and leave.
And is Grace exposed to this?
Yes.
And when you're talking about these men that she dates, and that them being from Mexico, it's not necessarily you're concerned that they're from Mexico. It's what they do for a living or who their affiliates are. Can you tell the court about that?
Yes, well, some of them have been affiliated, and she chooses to find somebody with money to make a living since she does not work.
Does she brag about having connections to the cartels?
Yes, she has.
Has she in fact attempted to intimidate witnesses in connection with this case, including Miss Anna Chick?
Now the allegations escalate dramatically. Claims involving threats, intimidation, or criminal connections can heavily influence custody decisions. But courts typically treat these carefully, weighing credibility, supporting evidence, and potential risk to the child.
Yes, she is.
Who is Anna Chick?
That is her brother's girlfriend.
And what has happened with regard to Miss Chick and Miss Sanchez that you know of?
Well, Miss Chick has been, basically she's been threatened by Minerva about any of the information she's brought forward to me about things. And they have said that, they were trying to put a plan together on how to have her picked up in Mexico. So it's pushed Anna to not really want to talk about things anymore because of that.
International abduction fears are one of the most serious custody concerns courts face. If a judge believes there's a real risk a child could be taken out of the country, visitation restrictions, or even supervised contact can quickly come into play.
Is Ms. Sanchez a dangerous person?
Yes, she is.
Isn't she, in fact, also potentially facing felony charges for illegally entering this country at least 4 times?
Yes, she's been caught 2 times before I knew her, and then she got caught 2 times recently in the last 6 months. The first time she got caught, she was incarcerated for a week, and she got sent back to Mexico, crossed back within 2 weeks, came back again to the U.S., and she was caught by ICE again. And she did 3 months in the detention center for I guess it was a GO or something, and she got sent back to Mexico again, where she's at right now.
Has she threatened to, in fact, take Grace to Mexico?
Yeah, she has.
Are you concerned about that happening?
Very much.
Are you asking that the court make you sole managing conservator and limit any kind of visitation that Ms. Sanchez is allowed?
I'm sorry, I don't fully understand that.
Are you asking that the court name you sole managing conservator?
Yes,
And are you asking that the court impose reasonable limitations on access and possession if, in fact, the court grants Ms. Sanchez any possession to Grace?
yes,
And with respect to you as a father, Mr. Sanchez, can you provide for Grace and what she needs?
of course. Yes, I can.
With regard to her home, what kind of home do you have?
I have a 4-room condo.
And how long have you been there, sir?
3 years. I was in the apartments, and we got the bigger side about 1.5 years, almost 2 years ago.
Are you currently in a long-term relationship?
Yes,
And do you have an intention to eventually get married?
yes,
Has Grace already been introduced to your spouse or your
course.
soon-to-be spouse?
yes.
And how is that relationship?
It's going great. The improvement on my daughter has come up so far. We're very proud of her. She looks like she's full of life now because she's has people to talk to and play with.
What about with regard to your ability to provide for her financial?
This is a major legal pivot. Requesting electronic-only contact essentially asks the court to restrict physical visitation entirely. Judges usually approve this only when they believe in-person contact could pose emotional or physical risk, or when logistics like immigration status make visitation complicated.
Needs? Do you have employment, sir?
Yes, I do.
Where are you employed?
I run hot shots over the road as a contractor, so I make my schedules.
Do you anticipate that you're going to be able to provide for all of Grace's financial needs in the future?
Of course, yes, I do.
Have you ever had any issues in regard to providing for Grace's financial needs?
I have not.
Do you also have familial support in helping you raise Grace?
Yes, I have my fiance and my mother that's a retired teacher. They have been helping her substantially with school to bring her back to the level where she should have been at since she was living with Minerva.
And with regard to her performance in school, how is she performing in school right now, sir?
She's doing great. She's brought her grades since when she was in kinder and first. She didn't know what a D and an E was, and now she's brought all her grades up to A's and B's. She has received Student of the Month twice already this year, and she has not missed one day or gone late one day to school.
And do you believe that it's absolutely necessary that the court modify this order to protect Grace from Minerva Sanchez?
I do.
And are you asking the court to grant that relief?
I am.
I have nothing further for Mr. Sanchez, Your Honor.
I guess the only question the court has, I guess the only first question, preliminary, question that the court has in order to pronounce and render and make a decision. Mr. Santos, is that what the court heard by testimony and request is that Ms. Sanchez have reasonable access and possession under the terms of the request and the propounded evidence and testimony? What would that access and possession look like in this situation?
Your Honor, we would ask that it be strictly limited to electronic access, potentially FaceTime and telephone calls. My understanding is that the child is in no way missing the mother. I've asked whether or not
That the child is what?
is not in any way asking about her mother. We suggested and talked about counseling for the child, but the child's doing very well emotionally. She does not ask about mom at all. So if anything, maybe electronic access. My understanding is that Mr. Sanchez is allowing that right now. Just strictly telephone calls.
When you say Mr. Sanchez is allowing access, so is there communication between child and mother?
Your Honor, very limited. I think there's been a few telephone calls.
Is that the case, Mr. Sanchez?
Yes, Your Honor. Last week she texted me, and she'll text me from different numbers at times, and she'll just say, "Can I talk to my daughter?" And I will tell her to give my mother a call, and we'll put her on FaceTime so that they can talk.
So in addition to the telephonic communication that your lawyer has told the court, there's also been actual video conferencing at some point?
Yes, I will allow a FaceTime. That's what the mother asked, and I allowed it.
And how
I didn't want to take that away.
how are those sessions, that communication, is that going well?
It has. My daughter, since I've had her, she does not ask about her mother. She
Well,
just.
I know, but don't go beyond what I'm asking.
Okay,
So the
I'm
question
sorry.
is, I just need to know if the video conferencing is going well, not going well, or it's
Yes.
going good enough.
Yes, it has.
All right. Anything else on this case, Mr. Santos?
Nothing further, Your Honor. I would ask the court please take judicial notice of the affidavits filed with the original petition. I believe they're marked exhibits A, B, and C.
Right, anything else?
Additionally, Your Honor, we would ask, I know that there's no evidence, but we would ask the court impose child support on the respondent. And since there's no information regarding her income, we would ask that it be imposed in a manner consistent with the minimum wage standards.
I think, Ms. Catherine Garcia, if you are present still, would you mind refreshing the court's memory as to what child support is at minimum wage?
Your Honor, excuse me, it's typically around $222. But then if there's a medical support, cash medical, it adjusts that too. It'll adjust the child support amount. So it depends on the health insurance for the child.
Mr. Santos, I would ask you, Mr. Sanchez, does your daughter have health insurance?
Okay.
Do you know the answer, Mr. Santos?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay.
Once more, Mr. Sanchez, is your daughter covered by health insurance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is it public or private health insurance?
It is it's a private insurance. It's with Ambiter Healthcare.
How much do you pay in health insurance?
I'm paying $100 a month right now for dental, vision, and for medical.
Is that $100 payment you, her, and someone else, or just her? Your daughter.
It is me. It is me and my daughter.
Ms. Garcia?
So I would put a $50 deduction. And let me calculate that real quick, Your Honor.
I appreciate that.
And does the mother have any other minor children that she supports?
Mr. Sanchez?
She has a son, but he is already over 18. She does not support it.
So I have that child support would be $222. And also, if the order would read that dad is ordered to carry medical insurance through his employment, and mom could do a $50 reimbursement to him for the insurance for the child.
And here comes the final ruling. The court balances parental rights with the child's best interest, granting father primary decision-making while still preserving the mother's connection through scheduled communication. In family law, that balance between protection and parental access is often the hardest line to draw.
Any objection to the court making that order, Mr. Santos?
Not at all, Your Honor.
All right. I very much appreciate you, Ms. Garcia. Your thoughts, comments, observations, and calculations. Thank you.
I'm glad to help.
Mr. Sanchez, in this case, the case involving your 8-year-old daughter, cause number 2023 FLA 1706C3, the court finds that it has jurisdiction over this matter, and actually this is a petition to modify, so it has continuing exclusive jurisdiction over this matter. The court takes judicial notice of the entire case file, including exhibits filed into the case, but the court does this based on your testimony. The court hereby adopts and approves your agreement, names you sole managing conservator over your daughter. You have the right, duty, responsibility, and obligations to care for her, but and I guess you're just the joint managing conservator, which means that Ms. Sanchez has those same rights and duties if and when your daughter is in her possession. But the court gives you the exclusive right to determine her residence. The court is going to approve your request and order that video conferencing communication. I'm going to order Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays during the week at 7 p.m. and during the weekends at 1 p.m. unless agreed to otherwise. Child support is hereby ordered at $222 per month beginning February 1st, 2026, with a medical reimbursement to you for health insurance at $50 per month. The court commends you, Mr. Sanchez, on your daughter's educational success. The court would presume that that can and will continue, and your daughter will continue to grow and thrive educationally. The court orders all of this in the best interest of your daughter. But I make one observation, that these are final permanent orders until further orders from the court. And I note that as an observation for this purpose, that people are always changing, and your daughter's not going to be 8 forever, but she will get older and then turn 18. If there's a necessity for the court to make any modifications, you can make that request, or your child's mother can make that request. The only observation I would note is that at some point, if it becomes necessary, because the policy of the state of Texas is that children have close and continuing relationships with their parents, that at some point it may be necessary to order visitation at some point. And your testimony here, and this is the observation I'm making, the observation here is that this person was deported twice before you had a child with her, and that somehow that deportation after the birth now prevents visitation with the child's mother. I'm granting this in your daughter's best interest, knowing that that's subject to change if any other evidence and testimony is presented to the court, and it's in your daughter's best interest. But just know that if that's the case, those are situations that you put yourself in when those things happen. These are the orders of the court, and the orders are due honor before
February the 23rd at noon by submission.
And that will include the child support and reimbursement to Mr. Sanchez. Mr. Santos, please put those into the final orders. Mr. Sanchez, do you have any questions for the court?
I don't, Your Honor.
Mr. Santos, anything else on this case?
Nothing on this matter, Your Honor.
Mr. Sanchez, I wish you very well. I wish you well, but more importantly, I wish your 8-year-old daughter all the best. Good luck to all.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate that.